Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is Monday morning. It is the last Monday in September the 29th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. Let's say good morning to Dave Richards. Good morning, Dave Richards.
Good morning to Dave Richards.
There he is right over there, and we do expect...
Melissa is tied up in traffic, we hear.
Traffic must be busy on 146 this morning. So,
and why wouldn't it be, Joe?
Well, it should be.
Everybody comes to Woonsocket in the morning.
You know, it's not a holiday. It's another school week. It's another business week. So it's a busy day.
Yeah.
So she'll be here when she gets here. All right. So there we go. Very good. Good weekend. Good yesterday. Good sports-wise yesterday. Patriots won and the Red Sox won. So yay for that on both occasions. And for us, especially for the Patriots.
And the Red Sox were great guests. They let Detroit win so that they could have another game this week.
Well, yeah, so Detroit could make it into the playoffs. That was nice of them. And let's see, and for the Patriots...
what happened with them yesterday?
Well,
I can understand that Carolina is a team that's had a few challenges, like 7 coaches in 7 years and stuff like that, and it's tough to get off the ground when you keep restarting.
Yeah.
We get that. But, I mean, any NFL team is a foe because, you know, to play at that level at all, you've really got to have something going for you. So we get all that. But they just clicked yesterday.
They did.
And I understand that Carolina, I didn't see the first part of the game. I was with Bruce Palmer at Daniel's Farm. Mm-hmm. But I understand that Carolina scored first against the Patriots. Then all of a sudden they kicked into gear and then kicked butt for the rest of the game.
If you want to make any criticisms of the Patriots yesterday, okay, that's the problem.
Well, they stopped having penalties, Joe.
Well,
that's what I understand.
Wait a minute. The first problem is for the first 4 games, Patriots kick off, the other team marches right downfield and scores.
Right.
And that happened again yesterday.
That's
although the guy missed a point after attempt. I said, I wonder if that's going to come back to bite him, and it didn't. And they were getting a lot of penalties in the first half.
Right. But they stopped having penalties
in the second half.
Right.
And even there was a very weak penalty called on, I think his name is Hooper, on a face mask. And even the national announcers, when they showed it again, they said, boy, that's really weak. And they said, basically to the referees, no one is watching the game to watch you guys throw your yellow flags. Basically, let the boys play kind of thing. And when they did call the first penalty against Carolina, the cheer that went up from the crowd was amazing. It is about time. But then it did settle. They did have too many penalties being called against them in the first half. Second half was a lot better. It was a good effort all the way around. Yeah. So when you score 42 points, you should win the game, and they certainly did. And it was nice to see the run back for the punt that went for a touchdown. There was the guy almost did it again.
I know, yeah.
And I don't know how the punter just threw out his left arm in an attempt to tackle him and basically just touched his knee as he ran by him. Yeah. And that tripped him up enough because he's just running so fast. And it just came. And they said, he's going to get jokes. He won't hear the end of that one because you don't want to be tackled by the punter or the place kicker. They're football players, and they're on the team, but they're not your tackle people. So
right.
you get laughed at from the other players on that. But good around, and happy for the Red Sox, who move on to play the New York Yankees. I don't know why Major League Baseball does it this way. I guess they were tired of. It used to be the wild card round used to be just one game, one and done, and we move on. But they said, I guess that's not fair enough, so let's make it best 2 out of 3, and that's what they're going to do. And because the Yankees have the better record than the Red Sox this year, if all 3 games are needed, all 3 games will be at Yankee Stadium. Okay, so the games start on Tuesday. It'll be a game Tuesday, Wednesday, and if a third game is needed, I guess they'll wait till Friday. Yay that the game starts at 6:08 rather than
Yeah.
8:30.
I thought that was remarkable.
That is great. And there was talk. I told Dave earlier. There was talk that Major League Baseball is saying that one game is going to start at 1:08. So I was like, the Red Sox and Yankees could have been a game at one in the afternoon, but I think Major League Baseball took a look at it and said, "Hey, Red Sox Yankees, we should put it on at night and try to get the big TV coverage as best we can." So that's what they're going with.
Well, I don't know. 6:08 doesn't do that.
Well, they've already determined when the game's going to be played,
Yeah.
the time. So we didn't know what the teams would be.
Yeah.
So we got to do the best we can. So let's go with the Yankees and Red Sox 6:08 and try to get the big numbers from Boston and New York and maybe around the nation as well. So that's really cool. So congratulations to those guys as we move on to the postseason.
Who would have thunk it? I didn't
Nice.
think there was a chance you'd even see him playing in the playoffs.
Well, there was
Of
always
course,
a chance, but
of course, to say congratulations, you made the playoffs. You played the Yankees.
well, they have a decent shot, and it's a good sports cliche. All you got to do is make it to the playoffs, and then we're all 0-0. So we start again.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
Yankees is 0-0 with Mr. What's his name?
Judge.
Judge. Yeah, Judge. Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
he's a tough man to beat.
He had his slump. He got it out of his system. Oh, the whole Yankees had their slump back in July, and they got it out of their system, and now they're just strong.
Well, we'll see what
Red
happens.
Sox wait till September to have theirs every stinking year.
But now it's
I don't
October,
know why.
so we're okay. Could be worse. You could be a Detroit Tiger fan. They were 15 and a half games up in the summertime,
know.
and they just barely made it in to the playoffs. And
By the grace of the Red Sox
and,
over the weekend.
I think they came in second place. I think the Guardians won. I'll have to look that up. Anyway,
All right, so the Guardians are
They're in.
what used to be
Cleveland.
the Indians.
Indians. Yep.
Oh, I get that, but you got to help me with something else. I asked, cause I walk by the TV screen. And Denise is all into it and stuff like that. But who's the commanders for NFL? Because I asked, and the announcer only said commanders,
Yeah.
and on the screen there's only commanders. There was no location. And I asked Denise, who are the commanders? She says, I don't know.
Oh, I was right. The Cleveland Guardians did come in first place, and Tigers were in second place.
And they're gonna say, see, we didn't fold after that name change.
The Commanders are the what used to be the Washington Redskins.
Oh, is that so?
We can't say Redskins anymore, Dave. It's,
Oh, is that so?
yes, yeah, so.
Well, that's a
They
shame.
became the Guardians 2 years ago.
My Native
Sorry, they
American
became the
ancestors would
They-
disagree.
They became the Commanders 2 years ago. so.
Yeah.
Anyway, remember there was a big, Trump said, if you don't switch back, we're not going to give you money to build a new stadium. That was a controversy about
Well, Trump says a lot of
2 or
things,
3
doesn't
months
he?
ago. So yeah.
Did you hear he
And
wants to change the Pell Grants to Trump Grants?
Yeah, I was going to get to that in a minute.
Now, you can. I got a lot of friends who are fiercely defensive of Mr. Trump and his policies and the things that he says, and I respect their point of view. And I do respect Mr. Trump for being president of the United States. You got to have something on the ball to become the president of the United States, seriously. And so you can disagree with policies, you can disagree with what they do, what they say, but you got to be an individual. You got to be a standout to ever get to be president of the United States. So nobody who fills that office shouldn't be there from a standpoint of their individual worth. They should be there. He's the president. He was elected twice to be president. Okay, fine. So let's put all that aside. But I'm looking at it, I'm saying to myself, what is his end game here other than trying to tweak the nose of a blue state? Gee whiz, Claiborne Pell was... I recall the debates when the Pell Grants came out. It was subsidies for the rich colleges. And there was a lot of pushback on it. But it was a Democratic fervor at the time. We had civil rights coming through, and that was behind us. The EPA had been established, and that was established. And now they said, let's do the Pell Grants because there's a lot of poor people can't make it to college. And others were saying, no, that's subsidizing higher education, and that's you'll never stop doing that. So anyway, there was controversy then. But since then, you look at the good that it's done. And so they put his name on it because he was a champion for it. Okay, fine. Now Mr. Trump wants to take that. Did you hear what Seth Magaziner said?
Yes. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Melissa Murray has made it in. The question I have is, it just says a proposal in the U.S. House. Well, who brought it up? Who made the proposal?
One of his cronies that's
Well,
trying to kowtow.
But which one? I want to know which one.
I do too, because it's ridiculous.
Is it someone from Rhode Island? I don't think so.
No, it's only Democrats from Rhode Island,
certain.
Joe.
Well, that's right. Well, then it's got to be. It has to be a Republican from somewhere.
Sure.
And so, why is it something Trump wants? I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
So frequently, it's clear to the onlooker, even the casual onlooker, that so frequently Mr. Trump will say things just to get a rise out of you. Mm-hmm. You know, it's nothing he's going to go to the mat and fight for.
Probably not for this, no.
He is a master at creating confusion so he can get other things done. You're so busy trying to defend yourself with these spurious attacks that he just walks right in. Have you ever watched a football game, Joe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Trump's mouth is a deep fake.
Okay.
I mean,
the whole game is deception.
It's a red herring.
Yeah.
His mouth is a red herring. You're so busy.
Here, throw this out.
You're so busy responding to what he said that what he does gets unmolested.
Always a distraction. Right? And even if it's not him, the question is, like, okay, so somebody's trying to obviously kiss his rear end, right? And I will say something that people say about us all the time. Don't you have bigger things to work on than this?
The only thing I can think of is the Pell Grants have been around for so long. I remember applying for Pell Grants. And not getting one, by the way. But anyway, that's another story. But people today, they don't know who's Pell.
They do here.
Well, in Rhode Island they do.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're in Texas.
But you don't get to put your name on something when you've not done any of the work.
Okay.
And according to Seth Magaziner, he doesn't deserve to have it named after him because he's done his best. First of all, he cut the Pell Grants, and then it was overridden by Congress.
Right.
And then secondly, he's dismantled the Department of Education, which okay.
Make it make sense.
Controversy, but what is Mr. Trump doing while he's creating this conversation is the thing I think we should all be focusing on.
Well, it's just a proposal. It's nothing that's going to come up soon, so it's really nothing you don't wring your hands over it too much. Just you can roll your eyes at it. It's like, well, we'll worry about
work on something worthwhile.
Well, Pell has ancestors, not ancestors. I'm sorry, he has descendants here in Rhode Island. They'll be terribly upset about it.
Well,
because it's a legacy. It's a legacy. Thank you
for the name. Yeah.
How about work on lowering the cost of healthcare or making things more affordable for your constituents? That would be a good
rather
thing to
see
work
it called the Newport-Trump Bridge than to see the Pell Grants.
Yes.
Because,
right.
That
it's
makes
just
no sense.
Mr. Pell's job to get that bridge built was something that was in the course of his work. It wasn't a crusade. It wasn't something he stuck his neck out for like the Pell Grants. Mr. Chafee had more to do with that bridge being built, the Newport Pell Bridge. So if you have to take his name off of something, it would be more appropriate to take it off the bridge than it would be the grants, because he went to the mat for the grants.
Keep it on the grants. And to this day, very few people call it the Pell Bridge. It's the Newport Bridge.
Newport Bridge.
That's the way it is. All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and Program. We have a note to get to, and we will when we come back on the Coffee and Program.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ON is always on.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
WOON Radio, feel the spirit.
It is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. And note called in 766-1240 just says, congrats to the Boston Red Sox. The ship was sinking, but that's why we have rescue boats. I like that. They were tough in the last week, and they showed their mettle. Playoffs begin on Tuesday. They reward going to Yankee Stadium, take on the New York Yankees in the best of 3 games.
Congratulations, Captain. Your new ship, the Titanic.
Yeah, no games at Fenway Park unless they move on to the next round. So
okay, so let's do a vote around the table. Who thinks that the Red Sox will survive this round with the Yankees and go on to play and sit the Yankees down?
Well, I believe they will win. Yes.
You don't have to defend it. I just asked for a vote.
Well, yeah, the Red Sox will move on. They'll beat them 2-3.
So you say that this is the Yankees' doom. It's all over for the Yankees because they're playing the Red Sox?
Well, yes.
Okay.
It's only 2. We only need 2 wins against them.
And I look at it, I say, I find that hard to believe.
Okay.
And then, Melissa, you say?
I abstain because I cannot make an informed vote.
Well, we can't have a majority vote if I'm
I know
voting.
because then it's a tie vote and it fails. Procedure.
So,
I have no idea.
Next
honestly.
subject, Mr.
I don't-
Moderator.
I don't.
Next subject.
I don't know.
We had a very exciting football game.
Parliamentary baloney.
We had a very exciting high school football game on Friday.
I know.
Between Cumberland High and Reading, Massachusetts.
I thought Kevin was going to fall
out
of the press box.
But a very gutsy call by the coach for Cumberland, who decided to go for a 2-point conversion to win the game rather than
against
kick a
the
field
veteran
goal.
coach of many seasons.
And just tie it up and go into overtime. It was like, wow. And they got the 2-pointers, and Cumberland moves on to win 14-13. Exciting.
Yeah.
So great game.
And you heard it here.
And it was right here. So that was fantastic.
But
Melissa,
it was a good game too. I mean, Cumberland played well, and then
right.
and
And
then
played
Reading came
well.
up, and they started answering.
Yeah.
After a while, because neither team had played each other before, to my knowledge.
No.
So and Reading is a big, tough team. Who was it that you told me was a former player on the Reading, Massachusetts team years ago, and is now playing professional or playing? I think it was Brown University. Was it?
Could be. I don't
Quarterback for their
remember.
team, or is it URI or something? A big team, you know, way beyond high school, and they came from Reading. So you say, this team's got something on the stick.
Yeah, and the coach is really good. Been there a long time. Melissa, thoughts on the 3rd annual Mrs. Roper Romp?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
I saw some great pictures online.
We have so every year it's gotten a little bit bigger. I think we started off with maybe like 10 people the first year. Last year we definitely had 17, maybe a couple of stragglers that came on in the end. This year we had close to 30.
Great.
So for next year, walking down Main Street
Well,
with
that must
everybody
have made-
beeping and
Yeah.
taking whipping out their phones and taking videos of us was really, really fun. It was kind of, I don't think it's a long walk, but some folks think that it was a long walk from Ciro's to River
In a
Falls. Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of, it's
It's-
half a mile?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. So for next year, I'm thinking that maybe we stay in one place and we have like more activities in one place. I do like the romping from place to place.
Yeah.
But I think maybe instead of just me, it'll probably be a committee because I think it's big enough now to have a committee. And so if anybody's interested,
You got to get out and get on the sidewalks and get people honking horns and
right.
things like
Yeah.
that.
That has to be part of it. And then we took a picture in front of the
Yeah.
"You Are Beautiful" sign. So it was
Oh,
all
okay.
these
Yeah.
Mrs. Ropers.
Well, no wonder you think it's a long way. Look at you; they took a detour down onto the bypass.
No, not that one.
The one by the
The one by
waterfall?
the falls.
Oh, the one by the-
falls, 'cause
by
we were
the-
going to
by
River
the
Falls.
dam?
Yeah. And
Okay.
River Falls was like ready for us, and they were like, "You can have this whole half of the bar." and like,
cool.
It was just fantastic. Yeah,
From what I could tell from the pictures, all Mrs. Ropers and one Jack Tripper?
one Jack Tripper.
All right. Thanks, Garrett.
He's been everybody but Mrs. Roper. He was Larry the
Yeah?
first year. He was Mr. Roper last
all right.
year. He was Jack this year.
He's running out of males.
I think he's got to go for Chrissy next year.
Oh my!
We'll see.
He's
We'll get
already
him a
got
thigh
a Chrissy.
master.
He's already got a Chrissy.
That's
That's true.
Christy. That's Christy, by the way.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
We'll see what he does.
Oh, I'm glad it was a success. I'm glad you all had a good time.
Yeah, it was great.
That's fantastic.
Thanks
All
to
right.
everybody that participated.
Last Friday, we had a joint statement put out by the mayor of Woonsocket, Chris Beauchamp, superintendent of schools, Patrick McGee, Woonsocket Police Chief Oates, talking about the situation at the high school, saying, "All right, we're tackling the issue." But they basically said what everyone's been saying. This is really a community issue.
Yes, it is.
And the parents really have to step up. And I'm like, I don't know how, if some of the parents are the ones taking their kids to Dunn Park to go fight, I don't know how you counter that. That's an awful situation.
It is.
It's
really horrible.
And how do you counter that?
I certainly don't have the answers, but I do think the answer lies in community. How we get there, I don't know, but this is everybody's problem, whether you have kids in the school department or not. Mm-hmm. This is our future. We need to figure something out together.
Well, hopefully things are going forward now at the high school, and everything will be calm for the rest of the school year.
Well, if people haven't been paying attention to this whole thing, there was the fights last Monday.
Yep.
And much discussion during the week. Well, Wednesday night, the superintendent of schools got up and talked, and the mayor got up and talked. And the upshot was, okay, fine. You want us to just, fix that. Fighting in schools, you can't fight in schools, so you got to fix that. Mm-hmm. And they're looking at it saying they're doing it outside, and they're bringing it into the schools for the sole reason that if they bring it into the schools, there's no weapons. But if they did it out, in the streets, somebody might have a weapon.
Yeah.
So
this is a safer place to fight in the school.
They also know that the teachers are not allowed to intervene. Yeah.
Yeah, and the schools are saying, "Geez."
Yeah,
I mean, and then you're hanging it on us that they're fighting? Oh, that's terribly unfair, don't you think? So it's like, wake up and smell the coffee. You're not supposed to be fighting anywhere. For all of the foibles and stuff like that, back in the 60s and 70s, we had it right. Give peace a chance. Love is the answer. Gosh darn it.
All right. So we'll see how things move along.
Of course, the drug thing was another matter, and that's kind of what blew it for my generation. If it hadn't been so much emphasis on the drugs, the attitude of peace, love, and respect for other people, and non-fighting, non-violence, and stuff like that, all that would have made more headway if it hadn't been labeled with the drug culture. So, what are you going to do?
Okay. All right. We had the news story today. A forensic audit shows that Governor Dan McKee's administration may have overlooked decades of deterioration of the Washington Bridge. Like, yikes. This is kind of scathing.
Mm-hmm. No, it isn't.
Sure it is, Dave.
No, it isn't.
If they ignored that the thing is falling apart?
It's scathing on the administrator of the governor. Mm-hmm. And how many governors were there ignoring it before him?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right.
He's holding the bag, and there's no question about it. Dan McKee is holding the bag, but how long was he governor when he had to shut that bridge down? And not counting the time that he filled in for Regina, what it was less than a full year? I'm trying to remember. Do you remember clearly?
It was more than a year.
Yeah,
it's been more than a year.
But I'm saying that it was okay. Fine, he was ignoring it for decades after having the job for a year and a half.
Yeah,
come
it's
on,
not written correctly.
No,
right?
No.
Now it was written politically. I read that story on the air, and that was written politically, trying to make the present office holder the look
Do we
bad.
know that story came from, or who it came from?
That
does matter, right?
It's a study. Yes, I know who it. The iHeart owns the company that writes these news stories. So yeah, I get it. They're written by usually John Carpilio, who works out of Boston now, so I'm going to out him. If it wasn't his work and it was written by somebody else, I'll apologize to John personally. We know each other personally. I'm just saying that it was written poorly, and the information, the data came from the forensic audit, but somebody spun it.
There's another name down here named Jill Albers, who's written some stories for us here.
So okay, so it was
maybe her
was
as well.
his weekend replacement, was it?
Possibly.
So it wasn't John.
Yeah.
Apologize, John, but I know that he does the majority of content on that newswire. That's his full-time job, and he's a good newsman. But sometimes there's too many rules in news. Oh, your story can't exceed 40 seconds. Oh, and then you just try to handle a complex subject, and with those kind of constraints on it. But all right, let's not get too far into the industry's foibles. But I'm just trying to say that, yep. But and they said, Governor absolutely had to do it. But there's evidence that there was problems that nobody took seriously enough to stop the shutdown.
Yeah, the audit done by a company called WJE Associates says McKee was justified in closing the bridge in December of 2023 for the safety reasons. And they're looking back, there's just been ineffective repairs and just poor maintenance altogether on the Washington Bridge.
That would not be the governor. I mean, that would be directly under DOT.
Well, of course it would. Now, and that helps all the people who've been looking for, what's his name,
Alviti.
Alviti's head, yeah.
He has been there a good long time.
He has been. Has he been the director a good long time? A few years. He was there for a few years during Gina. Gina put him into that.
That's right.
Top spot. And we all know that Gina was so busy looking outside Rhode Island, she wasn't going to pay attention to that bridge. And if you detect a slight bit of sarcasm in my voice, I really didn't like the way she did the job. Really didn't like the way she did the job. And each and every time that she and I were in the room together, we disagreed on a lot. But she didn't care that I disagreed, and she works in Washington now, so what the heck, right?
All right,
I guess she thinks she won.
We got another note called in, 766-1240. Let's see if Melissa agrees with this. Back to the fighting at the schools. Caller just says, suspend and or the fighters and get the General Assembly to pass a law that fines the parents if your kid's caught fighting in the schools.
Well, that'll certainly penalize students that aren't fighting, as you know. For instance,
there's a lot to unpack there.
You've got 3 to 4 kids, and you've got one who's a brawler. How many families can we think of where this was the case? And you've got some really nice, studious kids in that same family, but one of them is always in trouble. Now, to me, there's a lot of families out there that qualify under that general description.
Of course.
So the kid goes out and he gets in a brawl. They find the parents. Now the parents have a financial penalty that affects the kids that didn't fight.
Too bad. Get the other kid to straighten up and fly right.
So here's something that nobody has talked about.
All right.
Absolutely nobody has talked about that
The
I
Red
know
Sox
of.
and Yankees?
No, I cannot speak to that at all. Poverty. We have a very high number. We have an inordinate amount of kids who live in poverty. And we know that when kids live in poverty, families live in poverty, they have a higher incidence of domestic violence. They have a higher incidence of having special education needs. Food insecurity, housing insecurity made it's worse now,
Parental
right?
insecurity.
Well, if a parent's working 3 jobs, it's really hard. Right. And then kids who are worried about all these things, who have mental health issues, they're going to take it out in school. I don't think that fining the parents is the answer. I mean, we had a difficult child in my family. I was not the difficult child. Just saying, but
Sounds a little defensive, doesn't she?
No. Oh my gosh, I was such a goody two shoes. Like it was disgusting. It was disgusting. I should have done more bad things, but no, just kidding. But I had a stay-at-home mom for a long time. We had a good family living on a nice street. You know what? Sometimes, despite everything that you do, you have one that just
acts out
all
the time,
right? I think addressing.
You're agreeing with me that this happens in families far more than we wish it would.
Oh, all the time, from the beginning of time, right?
Yeah, right.
But I think the big issue in this city is that there are so many families and kids that are living in poverty, that are struggling and have those extra stresses. You know, when you don't know where you're going to sleep that night, or you just spent the night in the car, or you're living with 12 other people because you can't afford the rents because the rents are like $2,500, or you didn't eat the night before. Like, what do you expect is going to happen? I think until we address that core issue, everything else we do is a Band-Aid. That's my personal opinion.
All right.
You can disagree with me, but
I do on one point. Does that mean it's okay to go beat up this kid
absolutely not.
because of your circumstances?
No, it doesn't make it okay. I'm not trying to vindicate or justify anything. I'm just providing a commentary.
All right, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to take a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Increasingly cloudy skies today with a high of 79 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 57, calm wind. Tuesday's weather, partly sunny, high of 76. Wednesday, sunshine and 63. Thursday, sunshine and 61. Friday, sunny and 69. Saturday, sunny skies and 76. And next Sunday, sunny skies and 79 degrees.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street under the blue skies with lots of sun. We've got 55 degrees. Thousands of kids in poverty have waited over a year for a sponsor, and their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
The tradition continues at the Broaster House, 263 Pond Street in Woonsocket. Great food, excellent choices. Enjoy family-style chicken or broasted chicken. 4, 6, 8, 12 pieces, plus great entrees like broasted pork chops, ribeye steak, and more. The Broaster House is also noted for its seafood, English fish and chips or broasted fish and chips. Other seafood favorites include fried scallops and butterfly or baked stuffed shrimp. Check out their takeout, catering, and children's menu. The Broaster House, Pond Street, Woonsocket, 762-1717.
We all know that Rhode Island has a hands-free law for cell phone use. Did you know that a new distracted driving law prohibits other use of a cell phone while driving? No texting, no surfing, no selfies. Only mounted devices may be used, and only for navigation. As always, the use of any mobile device is prohibited for drivers under 18. Make safe driving your only distraction. A message from the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association and the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association.
WOON Woonsocket Radio.
All right, Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards, and we got another note called in just after this is going after Melissa and your comments, Melissa.
Bring it.
And they just say,
Just kidding.
making excuses and coddling the family. Oh, poverty is the classic excuse.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go on, government created the problem by creating higher poverty with the single-parent households through the failed war on poverty, and then whine about single moms, their creation. Having to work 3 jobs. Give me a break, demand personal responsibility for change, and stop the crippled culture you created and promote. All right.
I'm not sure how I created single-parent families, and I'm not sure how
Not you personally.
government created single-parent families. I think that was a societal thing, but
Yeah, but the government keeps trying to solve the problem with rules and money. But the problem really comes from people creating other human beings, and it takes 2 human beings to create
That's right.
another human being, and then the first 2 are not held accountable. And so there. And that's where things start going wrong. And okay, fine.
yeah,
so
I was very
heard-
lucky to grow up in a 2-parent household. Believe me.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And I think that what we end up with, Joe, is things are going to go wrong with the human species. And all. But the fact is that when government takes makes it a how am I supposed to say here? When they put up on a pedestal single parents, for sure they deserve credit for stepping up and doing what had to be done under adverse circumstances. But everybody has adverse circumstances. When you make that a single parent family, oh, this person is a cut above. Well, they just might be, but when you start giving special favors to single parent families and you start giving special checks to single parent families, they might deserve it, but it creates single parent families because you're encouraging it financially to be a single parent family. Did I get that blurted out properly? Because I didn't have time to really create a proper statement on that. But I think you got the gist of what I'm trying to say. If you do that, I mean, it's like everybody's trying to be different and trying to be downtrodden and trying to be a minority now because minorities get preferential treatment. We get all that. So everybody's a minority. That's why when you go to the store, you have to park 4 rows away from the door because handicap have these rows close to the store. The ones who are picking up their groceries that were picked out by the store help, the shopping online, they get the next spots. Group. Yeah. They get the next spots over there, and then there's the mother to be. Yep. Then there's
expectant
only
mothers.
Right, only for the cops. Only, and I get if cops, but a cop could park in the fire zone. They really could because they're a cop. They're there. They're on duty. They're accessible by radio. If there's a fire, they're going to move the car. But that's just stupid. And then you even go in and veterans. As much as I love my veterans, to take 6 parking spots and say you can't park here unless you're a veteran.
How do you prove that? You gotta have a veteran's plates.
Well,
right.
It's a point I'm trying to make that any able-bodied, healthy person who is not special in some way is always parking 6 rows away from the store and walking, whether it's raining or not. You couldn't park close to the store. You just couldn't because all the close to the store places are taken by specials, even if they're empty. And how many times have you gone and you don't park at the handicap place because that's open?
Don't do that.
But there's multiple handicap places that are empty. There's multiple spots for people picking up groceries in a car, and they're empty, but you can't park there. That's a little bone to pick there. And let me just, before I'm done, let me just tick off everybody listening in.
All right.
By making my other comment that really peeves me. I remember the gas crisis. I remember gas rationing, and I know that everybody has been working very hard to try to conserve fossil fuels and not pollute, try to use them the most efficiently and all the rest, and everybody wants to save on the price of gas to fuel your car. Then why are there so many stinking drive-thrus, and why are there so many stinking people sitting and idling in the parking lot waiting for some other poor person to come out with their groceries? None of this will work.
Convenience. So-called convenience.
When OPEC does the next thing on us, or whoever it is, spikes the oil price, it takes nothing to spike oil prices, seriously. But when the next spike in oil prices come along and the next gas price thing goes up, society has taken to wasting fuel.
Note that was called in, 766-1240, just says parents are working multiple jobs.
Yeah.
And most programs for the kids end when the kid turns 12 or 13.
So the point was there's nothing for the older kids
ones,
to do.
Unless there's sports.
Right.
Or...
Which costs money.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I guess, is there any art programs afterwards? After school?
So there's the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And other,
And what do they do at the Boys and Girls Club? Sports.
Yep.
Let me just tell you.
And also they have art programs
other things
too,
going on there.
computer programming. They've got all
both
kinds
you
of
folks
stuff
were in the
going on.
office listening to me talk to a lady who was pitching me a female-only program because you really have to have female-only programs on your station. And I'm saying, okay, fine, but what are we doing for the guys? You know, okay, fine, and it's nice. You got programs to help people get into business, but why should you be helping only females to get into business? Well, you know, they're at a disadvantage. Well, they certainly were 20 years ago, but now, you know, you look and it's gone the other way, and you got young guys, if they're not into sports or computers, what are they doing with themselves? Mm-hmm. I mean, who's out there giving them 10 fingers over the wall? It's gone the other way. And it's always that way because society is so big, the country is so big. You get a trend going, and you get up ahead of steam, and it takes forever to stop and go the other way or achieve any balance. We're always going to one extreme or another extreme. It wasn't fair for the ladies. I remember my sister Robin, God bless her, she's passed on now. She was all upset about the things that it wasn't appropriate for her to do back in the 60s and early 70s because she was a girl, and I was doing because I was a guy. But our parents grew us up that way. That was the way society was back then, and I felt bad for her. I really did. And she later got into social work, and she made up for lost time, and God bless her. But now you can't go now the other way and not try to achieve some balance.
Melissa, this is the situation with the Boys and Girls Clubs, with the high school kids who don't want to go there because there's too many little kids there. I don't want to be with the little kids anymore. So I'm not.
I get enough of that at home, huh?
Yeah, so I'm not going to go.
Yeah, and the parents who are working 2 or 3 jobs, like, how do you... Again, and I'm not a parent, you know. I purposely chose not to be a parent because I, you know, have other things that I want to do, and it's just not for me. But I can't imagine being a single parent and trying to juggle all of that, and then trying to keep an eye on my kid or kids at the same time. It's really hard.
I've been in different places, and I saw how some other parents did it.
You have to have a family support, right? You have to have the family support. If you don't have that, then
the older kids.
It's good if you have.
It's good if you have it.
The oldest child, who might be 13 or 14, they went home. They unlocked the door.
Yeah.
They got
Latchkey kids.
And
That was
some
us.
parents set up situations where they have cameras, like your Alexa device, and they check in like that with their kids to make sure they're at home, sitting at the table, doing homework.
I know people who are doing that.
Or even now with cell phones, okay, we call in every half hour. Is everything okay?
I know folks who have cameras on their kids.
Being the
all
oldest
the
kid of 6, that was my job. There were years that my father had to go to work before my mother came home from working 3rd shift at Tupperware.
So you were in charge.
And I was in charge. The oldest kid was in charge. I could have been 12, 13, 14, something like that.
Yeah, same.
Right.
You're the oldest.
And so there you go. But now I think they put you in jail if you let your kid do that. I may be exaggerating, but I'm sure that if you...
No, I don't think you're exaggerating, because I remember distinctly being 12 and watching, you know, my younger brothers. And I feel like, and I feel like today, if you know, some well-meaning Karen, it's like, oh my gosh, my neighbor's 12-year-old is home alone with the, you know, the 8-year-old and the 7-year-old.
No adult supervision.
And they would probably, you know, call the police.
Yeah.
Well, now back to this, the Boys and Girls Club used to offer babysitting classes specifically for that age group, 12, 13, 14. And you'd be certified or whatever when you pass the courses. I don't think, do they even offer those classes anymore? Because you can't be that age group watching younger kids the way it used to be. Sad.
I know.
That it's like.
But the point is, you can be. It's just that it's now frowned upon.
It is, yeah.
I
used my money to go to the Stadium Theater to see the $1 movies. I mean, I was like rolling in it. I was 12. I had a job.
But if you
great.
But if, like you said, if a neighbor reports you,
these days, right?
Now Child Protective Services shows.
Oh no, my parents didn't pay me, but the neighbors did.
Oh yeah.
No, I never got paid for watching my own siblings.
And I was never asked by the neighbors because I was a guy.
You were the guy,
right.
Yeah, we had the roles back then.
Yeah.
But
100%.
So you watched others' neighbors' kids?
Yep.
When you were like 12 and
12, 13, yep.
And they paid you
sure.
$1 a kid?
That was fairly common back those days.
You didn't get paid by the hour. Now you get paid by the hour as a babysitter.
That's true.
No, I got paid by the hour.
Oh, you did?
I didn't get paid per child.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, that
if
they
it was
didn't
3
do.
kids, you still got the same
pay. All right. Final break coming up here on the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. We ask you to please stick around.
Join the Coffee and Panel weekday mornings at 8 on ON Radio.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
It is Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. And now, normally on Mondays, we have Leslie Page come join us from the Woonsocket Harris Public
But
Library.
Leslie's not with us now?
Well, I believe it might be a vacation for her at the moment. But she recorded ahead of time for us. So we still have
How thoughtful.
We still have a message from the Woonsocket Harris Public Library. So let's listen to Leslie Page.
Good morning. Our hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We offer self-service photocopying and faxing, and our reference department provides notary services free of charge on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. and 2 to 4 and 6 to 8 p.m., and Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. and 2 to 4 p.m. This week, the Children's Department is offering Sensory Exploration Fun today at 10 a.m. and on Wednesday, October 1st, also at 10 a.m., and bubble painting on Tuesday, September 30th at 4 p.m. For more information about all children's programs, please call 767-4122. This week, the Teen Department is offering tabletop role-playing game on Tuesday, September 30th at 3 p.m., and storytelling through theater on Thursday, October 2nd at 3 p.m. For more information on all teen programs, please call 767-4132. This evening at 6:30 p.m., join us for a class in autumn mushroom hunting in Rhode Island. The next Tech Tuesday will be held on Tuesday, October 7th at 2 p.m. Learn how to access ebooks and audiobooks on your mobile devices and or email tips and tricks. Call 767-4124 to register. On Saturday, October 4th, the Renaissance 5 Brass Quintet will perform your favorite standards at 2 p.m. All of the latest information about programs, services we offer, and how to reach us can be found at our website, woonsocketlibrary.org, or on our Facebook page. If you have any questions or would like more information about anything I've mentioned today, please call us at 769-9044. And we look forward to seeing you at the library.
Okay, Leslie,
All right.
thank you very
Nicely
much.
done.
Yeah, okay. We expect Leslie to be with us next week
Yeah.
here on the Coffee and program. So,
So what other kind of trouble can we get into?
well,
Spouting off about things we don't know anything about.
Melissa, it's National Coffee Day.
Hey!
How exciting is that?
It's very exciting. It's my favorite.
It's a day to celebrate a
You-
drink most of us enjoy on a daily basis, except me. Dave doesn't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee, never did.
I know a lot of people that don't
It's not
drink
that I'm
coffee.
against coffee. I really enjoy
like
coffee,
I don't-
but I just
really?
don't drink it because of the caffeine.
I don't like the taste.
Yeah? Oh, I
Yeah.
like the taste.
And then people say, well, you're not putting enough garbage in it
Yeah.
to make it taste good.
Well, do you know?
Well, I don't want to do that.
No, you
So-
don't want to do that.
Do you know there was a time when I was gaining weight, and this is how I did it. I got off the air after my air shift, and I had a cup of coffee and had a donut. Remember when Coffee Ann had all those yummy
Yes.
donuts that came in before it became like an unhealthy choice? So we stopped doing it. But for years and years and years, and there was always leftover donuts from Coffee Ann. So I would get a donut and dunk it in the coffee, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, way back, used to actually create the donut with a little handle
Yeah,
on it. Dave
that was
remembers
a Dunkin' Donut.
Yeah, and it was a plain donut. So you could hold on to the donut while you dunked it. They don't make those anymore, by the way.
Yeah, those are best if you have cake donuts. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the real
So
like donuts.
a
not the
recent
smushy ones.
National Coffee Association survey found 2/3 of Americans, adults, or 66% drink coffee every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait a minute. That would be 1/3. If you look at the coffee and panel, 2/3 don't.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. 3 cups a day was about the average for most coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for the deal on your cup of coffee today, you should have no problem finding one. Plenty of places are offering them. Starbucks, Krispy Kreme, Dunkin', Burger King, and McDonald's all have some kind of coffee program going on today because it's National Coffee
So we
Day.
commemorated it on the Morning Fun Show this morning, Joe.
How?
I went back. I found a 1946 78 RPM record of Frank Sinatra doing the coffee song the first time. He re-recorded it later on. But the coffee song, they got a whole lot of coffee down in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And we played it. I know it's probably before you got up this morning. But it was kind of fun. And like that. So, okay, coffee.
I'm going to have my second cup after the show.
Oh, there you go. Now, but some people go out and they get those big iced coffees.
Yeah.
Isn't that more like 2 or 3, right?
Oh,
One
yeah,
cup
sure.
Sure it is.
Right. It's not
Depends
an
on how much
8-ounce
ice they put
cup,
in it.
Right. No, the 30, if you're getting a large, which is what, like 32 ounces?
Is it?
It's
I don't know.
ridiculous. That's like 4 coffees.
Yeah, but it's got 24 ounces of ice in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, they never give me enough ice.
When we were building the tower up on Washington Street, a guy brought me one of those big gulp things, two tall iced coffees, and it was very nice. And I was thirsty, and it was hot in the summertime and stuff like that, so I was drinking it. I said, "Hey, that went down pretty good." So I bought myself one. By the end of the week, I was saying, "Oh boy, I think I'm drinking too much coffee." Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
losing
and I
my
can't-
perspective on things.
Yeah. And I used to like a warm cup of coffee before bed, and I used to just be able to sleep. Now, forget it. Like, I think something happens to you when you get older,
That's the
and you can it never affected me before, but now if it's like after, like 2:00, forget it. I'm not going to sleep that night.
Oh dear.
Well, if you're heading down to New York City for any reason, happen to be in Queens, that section
Watch a
of
Red
New York
Sox
City,
game, maybe.
No, because the game's in the Bronx, not in Queens.
Well, you're right about that. I didn't know you were going to go to the Queens. You said New York City.
New York City, but heading to Queens specifically, be on the lookout. 2 large pythons are on the loose
Oh, dear.
in Queens.
Where are they going to hide in Queens?
I don't know. There's going to be a tree somewhere.
Yeah.
So, a member of the volunteer animal rescue group called Puppy Kitty NYC spotted what looked like a man harming 3 large snakes in Queens on Thursday. He was actually trying to move the reptiles, which turned out to be 4-foot-long ball pythons, back into the woods. I don't know where you're going to find the woods in Queens, but they were able to catch one of them, but the other 2 slithered away and remain on the loose. Animal
4
rescuers
foot long.
believe the snakes were dumped by someone who want to find the other 2 before they prey on someone's pet or it gets too cold for them to survive. Because it's going to be 30 on Thursday.
It's going to be 38.
So
on
it's getting
Thursday night.
kind of
Yeah.
chilly.
I love animals,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be the worst thing if they expired. They really don't belong in the city. I feel badly, but
You're going to have much of a
right?
snake's life. Is that
They're
what
not
you're
gonna
saying?
right. Or eat somebody's pet or child. Like,
Yeah.
my gosh.
All right.
Why do people dump? Oh,
They get too
it's
big.
terrible.
They get too big to be in the apartment,
Well,
and
well,
they're
Maybe
outgrowing their little.
maybe don't get that in you when you live in New York.
Usually, you put them in fish tanks.
Yeah,
In those aquariums. Without the
where,
water, obviously.
where were they keeping
So you
them
can look
before
at
they
them.
dumped
So
them
you
in
can
the
look at them.
bathtub? Like,
Yeah, and this thing's getting too big, and those things are not cheap. The bigger your aquarium gets, the bigger the
True.
expensive. So this is how I've said this before. This is how you know you're getting old, Dave. Yesterday, Dave, me, not so much Melissa, because she's going to go. Oh yeah, I know who this guy is. They announced who the Super Bowl halftime act is going to be.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. I'm like, who?
Benito.
I'm like, I
Wait a minute. You don't know
this
who
guy?
Bad Bunny is?
no,
Puerto Rican dude.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
okay.
Girls think he's cute as all heck.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Well, look, that's actually his performing name.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his. Benito, I think, is his
I think
given
you
name.
think that I'm younger than I actually am.
He's from Puerto Rico.
But I thought you would know. Rock Nation founder Jay-Z,
Okay.
whose company has partnered with the NFL since 2019 to book the Super Bowl halftime show, said that Benito has done and continues to do for Puerto Rico is truly inspiring.
Huh.
Bad Bunny previously said that he did not book gigs in the United States for fear of ICE raids, with an upcoming tour set to kick off in Costa Rica before heading to Mexico, Spain, England, and Italy.
But he has performed here a number of times. In fact, I think he's been on Saturday Night Live twice.
Okay. Super Bowl 60 will take place February 8th at Levi's Stadium. That's in Santa Clara, California, home of the San Francisco 49ers. So
I'm sure if I heard something,
song?
I'd be like, oh, yeah, but I don't really. Okay, so he's a rapper, singer, songwriter, record producer, actor, and professional wrestler.
Has he? I didn't realize he was
Occupations.
That's what
it says in the Wikipedia. It must be true.
Well, maybe he did that down in Puerto Rico. Certainly possible.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a bad-looking guy.
But why would he go with that name? The name just sounds so...
Oh, gosh, born March 10th, 1994.
Yeah, easy.
What's wrong with that?
Somebody
had to be born in 1994.
He was born after I graduated from high school. He's like,
Get used to it, kid. This happens over and over again for the rest of your life.
I don't like it. I don't have to get used to it.
Okay.
I resist.
So Dolly Parton had to cancel some shows in Vegas.
Yeah.
She's got health issues.
Oh, no.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
She posted on Instagram dealing just health challenges. Doctors told her she should have a few procedures done. A few. Wow. She added that her fans spend good money to see her, and she wants to put together a show that they deserve to see. 6 of Dolly's December concerts are now moving to September 26th. Speaking of
next year.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
Speaking
I mean, they're human beings.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Dave knows I like this band called the Mavericks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I do, too.
The lead singer for the Mavericks, his name is Raul Malo. He's from
he's got cancer.
He's from Miami. They've had to cancel all their rest of the shows for 2025.
Right.
He was supposed to go on one of those cruises, Melissa, that bands play on.
Yeah.
They had to cancel all that from January. They were supposed to go in January, and he's just resting until like March. But then I saw over the weekend the kind of cancer he has deals with the blood lining around the head and the spine. There's no cure for this. He's basically got 6 months.
It's blood cancer.
He's basically got 6 months to live.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless something miraculous happens. I'm like, wow.
Well, this is a personal
shocker.
I would never criticize a personal choice, so please don't take it that way. But if I had 6 months to live, I get right back doing what I was doing.
Okay, but he's going the radiation and the chemo route.
Oh, is he?
And trying to get healthier to see if he can
that's
go
where we
past
differ.
that.
That's
and,
where we
and
differ.
Try to go back out and perform.
If it's terminal,
later
I'm not going to eke out another month and a half of lousy living.
I'm just going by what the CDC...
We've all seen friends and relatives pass away miserably.
So I'm going to show Dave a picture on my phone.
Of what?
And see if he can guess what it is. Because I went to 2 concerts this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Where?
Both at the Greenwich Orpheum.
Yeah.
East Greenwich Orpheum. Okay.
Yep. And on Saturday.
Well, this is all
I saw
monkeys.
I saw Mickey Dolenz on Saturday, and I got the set list. I scored the set list, and I have been going to see the Monkees.
How'd you get the set list? That's a souvenir.
Yeah, I earned it. I have been a hardcore fan since I was 16.
Stepping Stone, and then he went to the newer one. That was then. This is now.
Well, that was like in the 80s, so it wasn't really that new. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
But then there's a second side too.
Was a Neil Diamond song.
Yep.
For Pete's Sake, wasn't a big hit, but he.
But they used it on the show in the end. Yeah.
And then a couple of Beatles songs, Chuck Berry song, Hendrix, Purple Haze.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Me and Magdalena,
which is a newer one.
That's.
It's really good.
Isn't that a Frank Zappa tune?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong one then.
Yeah.
And Clarksville.
And then there's a whole other side. I only have the picture of the one.
Isn't that something? Thanks for showing that.
Yeah, so I have gone to
big
like
letters,
every,
by the way, on the paper.
Well, he's older.
Yes, he is.
I've heard the
every
rumors.
incarnation of the Monkees, both solo and together, and every single mix that you can. And I've never had anything like this, so it was pretty cool. And then last night I went to go see the Cowboy Junkies.
Oh, cool. Now, did Mickey Dolenz, did he play the drums or does he just sing?
He did play drums. He wasn't a drummer. He was an actor who taught himself to play the drums.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if he would play it in concert.
But mostly,
anymore.
he spent a lot of years afterwards directing TV over in England. He had some friends over there. Hired him to direct TV shows and produce TV shows and stuff. He's been responsible for a lot of people in the business having jobs.
You know, he was supposed to be the original Fonzie.
Yeah, I knew that.
Days.
Fun fact.
And he didn't get the job because he was too tall.
Yeah, I also can't picture him being.
I can't
now
say-
role,
well, no,
like,
not after Henry
now,
Winkler's
but
not.
he tours with his sister, and she sings a lot of songs too
yeah?
to give him like a little break, because
Yeah.
he's getting up there. But then
Well,
last night I saw
sure.
the Cowboy Junkies, and they were fantastic.
All right, cool.
So, yeah.
Well, that'll wrap it
That's
up.
how old I am.
There
My
you go.
goodness.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. That'll wrap it up for the show for today. So thank you very much for listening in, everyone. Always appreciate it. So, Melissa, thanks for beating the traffic and getting here.
Thank you.
And Dave, thanks for being here as well.
Happy for you, Melissa, with your souvenir and everything, and
yeah,
get
I
a
don't
chance
know
to
what
see
I'm doing.
people that you enjoy
Still has the
watching
grip
perform.
tape on it,
Happy
so.
for Mickey Dolenz, who can still be performing, and we
Yes.
all know those of us who do perform know what kind of.
It might
what-
be the last one. Yeah.
It might be. Well, you never know,
never know.
right? It's not up to us. Somebody's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, "You done."
You're done.
Yeah. All right. And good to be with you too, Joe. And folks, it's all good discussion and everything in the morning to get you to think. Don't take stuff you hear on Coffee and seriously. Seriously. Don't take it seriously. It's all part of discussion and a lively debate. Did I see Kim Garno walk into the place here? Let me just take a look. Yes, she is. She'll be on after the news here with some positivity. I love this show.
Fantastic.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Campbell.